This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 872, The Obese Bagpipes. Enjoy. And one thing I haven't been able to reach around into the community and talk to people about, but for people who do, things like raids and Virago, because you mentioned at Virago, you're going to have your bomb tank and such and your main tank, right? And you're going to have to intercept hits and whatnot off of someone else and potentially use barricade with that. One thing I didn't get around to doing, and I think would be an interesting discussion to have, is to people who filled these tank roles at group bosses in RS, how would you feel if the tanking mechanism in game was changed to be a little bit more traditional like other MMOs? I guess would be the question on this.
I would guess a lot of them don't like it. Would not like that because they're equipped
at
this point they're expected to deal damage.
Right.
So, I mean, for joining like the public AOD Discord, the damage difference between like one of the other roles and base is like 100,000 damage in 30 minutes. So like not much at all.
No.
So, I mean, it's incredible how little of a difference there is between the roles.
And there should be based on how tanks are structured in other games. But if you bring this forward to anybody who plays base tank in any of the group bosses here, they're probably going to have a conniption at that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I've done select, I've done AOD basing, and it really is not different at all from like doing the other roles.
Yeah. Fair enough. Another thing that did come up is the Raid's Octo set that has the ability to reset defensive abilities, because we were just talking about barricades and whatnot. Well, lo and behold, here you are. You can have your cooldowns reset on barricade and resonance and all that if you're using Octo. Well, that isn't kind of, I guess, another thing that they roped into that. It would have been interesting to see what the design looked like when they were building that together at that point. So I don't know. It feels like again that RuneScape just doesn't have this class system that so many of us would like, and it's just built around doing damage, which has at times really had me wishing that I was back playing another game with a dedicated support class or a dedicated tank class with that. And that's something that I still haven't been able to duplicate in RS yet. So, I don't know. Tanis, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, the only thoughts that I have is keep Slayer for Slayers. Keep your bossy shit at your boss.
You don't want that Slayer mob hitting you with 7k plus autos, do you?
To me, that's a fundamental misunderstanding of what people want when it comes to Slayer. No. But that's about all I have.
Yeah, but the Lords last week weren't too much for you, right?
No.
I
mean it's fine. It's one thing to put up a fight. It's one thing to dress appropriate for that fight. It's another thing to make me have to move around and do special abilities and all this other crap that goes along with bossing, not casual Slayer.
Yeah, fair enough. And, I honestly think that if they were to just redesign this defensive stuff, what would we be looking at for bosses that would be affected by this? Solak, AOD, Virago, Raids, any others? Where you need a dedicated base or more? Base tank?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head right now.
So it's just 4. I don't know. And maybe this is a discussion we should have had with a wider forum. Maybe we need to do a whole monthly bit on defensive combat. I don't know. Because would you be interested, Tanis, in using defensives for Slayer in some form? Or do you just want Slayer to be damage focused?
Yeah, I would probably just want, I mean, I just want it to be damage focused. Now, if there was a way to be, to have a legit tank class, would that interest me more in bossing? Yeah, probably quite a bit more,
Yeah.
but that's just not the way it is.
What if there was a Slayer creature that did 5 to 6k autos, and if you brought a shield with you and used your defensives, you got it down to, 1,500 to 2,000 hits.
Yeah,
but it had good drops. Would you fight that?
No, I don't want to do SwitchScape. Like, that's...
No, but let's just say it had a low enough life point pool that you could just, use your main hand and a shield and you wouldn't feel the damage penalty. Like we used to do pre-EOC.
Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't mind, if you think about it all the way back with Eretz, when they would do their special,
Right.
you did a flurry.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, I'm fine with that.
It's one ability.
Yes. Yeah.
It's one ability, and you don't need to swap for it.
Exactly.
Maybe if they want to work defenses in, you leave the shields and shield switches to bossing, and you revitalize defenders for the Slayer side of it, if you wanted to do that.
Well, I mean, that kind of goes along with what we were talking about with Baxi last week. That's something
you could
that
defend or camp the Lords.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I honestly feel like this is a big discussion that needs to happen in more places on this. So, but I don't have faith that the community would be able to have this discussion, provide the feedback that they need to, because I don't think there's many people that play RS that play other games that have the dedicated tank class.
No, so, people get set in their ways.
Exactly.
And any change to that is threatening.
Yep.
To them.
Yep. You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe, or leave a comment.